Are you thinking about leaving California? Looking for a slower pace of life? Well, in this video, I'm going to share a story with you of somebody just like that gave me a call looking to move to the Roseburg area, and I'm going to share their story with you. Hey everybody, I'm Jerry Norman with Oregon Life Homes. I've been selling real estate in the Roseburg, Douglas County area for the last few years, and I absolutely love it. I get calls all the time for people looking to make a life-changing move to the Roseburg area, and they just want to know what it's like to live here. So if that's you, stick around, because in this video I'm going to share those experiences with you, and you might get a little bit out of it, and I might touch a chord, and this might be for you. So with that, let's get on with the video. All right, so first off, met this lady a while ago, and she had outgrown her home. She had just retired as a vet tech. She had a bunch of animals. She had some goats, a few dogs, and really needed to get away from some family. It was just really bringing her down living in that home. Now, she had lived in this home for years. It was completely paid off. So she had it on the market and wasn't getting any bites. But while it was on the market, she had come up here and looked at various homes. Here's the thing about this specific instance. Now, this might not be for you, but this is the route that we had to go. So the homes that we were looking for, the homes were the second part. The property was what she was really after. It had to meet certain criterias, such as flat, could be somewhat hilly, but it needed to be able to handle the goats and it needed to be fenced. But if it wasn't fenced, that was okay because they could put up fences. But the property needed to be the specific property for her animals, and then the house was the second. Now, we found a bunch of homes where the property was perfect, but the house was not. So we kept looking. Now, being from California, she would make the trip up here every other weekend, and we would look at 10 or 15 homes. Now, I don't suggest looking at 10 or 15 homes in a weekend. They kind of tend to blur together. I kind of have a way of doing that if that's what needs to be done. It's very difficult, it's tiring, and very exhausting. Things start blending together and you kind of forget which house, what was the best house. But I have a kind of a way to keep it all narrowed in. So we probably looked at 20 homes in the first month. She kind of gave up because the house wasn't selling. So she kind of got worried. Now, we had some options, and actually we did make an offer on a property. Her house was on the market, but wasn't getting any offers. We were what was called bumpable status on that home, and it was a really nice place. It would have worked out really good for her, but her home didn't sell. Now, we had some other options in mind. There's a transition loan that we could have done. She didn't feel comfortable doing the transition loan because she was worried about her house in California not selling. It was a specific property in California which was making the sale difficult as well. Now, this might not be your situation, but in this situation, that was a problem. So once the house didn't sell, she kind of laid low for a little while, for a couple months, and the house that was in bumpable status here in Oregon, we let that go. They got another offer, and so we were out of contract, which was fine by her. So a month goes down the road. Now she gets an offer on her house, and she's got to be out in 60 days. Well, it took us 20 properties to find the one great house, and then all the other houses that were in contention at that point were already off the market. What do we do? So she came up, and we looked at another 20 homes over a weekend, just a ton of homes, and finally found the right property. And this was probably over the course of 2 or 3 days of looking at properties. And we looked all the way from Cottage Grove, Eugene, all the way down to Medford. So my area entails most of Douglas County, but I do go all the way up to Eugene, and I go all the way down to Medford and all the way out to the coast. Now, I don't advise looking in a broad range like that because you're going to have too many opportunities. What I do suggest for most people is to really narrow it down to the specific area and then kind of grow out from there. But in this case, it was all about the specific property, not really the house. Well, we found the perfect property, fenced, 5 acres, plenty of room for goats. There was a barn already. There was some outbuildings, perfect for goats, dogs, everything she wanted to do. Now we make an offer. This was a little challenging as well because her house was still on the market, but already had an existing offer. We were able just to say, all right, it's contingent on this house selling, but it's being sold in 2 weeks. It's closing in 2 weeks. So that money will be sitting in escrow and ready to be transferred to the escrow office here to make that smooth transition. The sellers were a little lenient at first about doing it, and they needed a place to go as well. So that was another thing. How much time did that seller need to be out? But we needed to make a smooth transition for her to be here. What we did was the new sellers already had a place found, and they got into that. So we were able to make that quick move. Now we went into the inspection process. There was a couple issues during the inspection. However, the seller was willing to make those things work to make this property appealing for the new buyer. And one reason why the seller was more willing was because it had been on the market for a little while and there was some price drops. So we made a pretty good offer that was a pretty fair price and was able to get everybody happy and make the offer stand. So we got through the inspection process. The home repairs were done, so all good. Now it came to her moving here, which was really difficult because she had been in this house for years and had a collection of stuff. But the benefit for her was that her buyers for that property said, whatever you don't want, just leave on the property. And she had some old tractor equipment. She had just a bunch of different stuff. So that was really appealing to her. And they let her stay there for 30 days after close. And she didn't need that 30 days. But she had 2 full 26-foot U-Haul trucks come up here. Plus then she had to transport her animals as well. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, everything went very smoothly. She's been in this house now for a while and absolutely loves it. Her animals are happy. She sends me pictures all the time of her dogs and her goats enjoying the yard. So if you're looking to make a move from California, and now I've got a lot of calls recently from people looking to get out of California. If that is you and you're looking to find the right property for you, give me a call, text, email. All my contact information is in the description below. I'd love to hear from you and find the right property that will fit your needs. And with that, you guys have a great day.